Good morning, Texas, or afternoon.
Yeah.
We've now moved from the coffee stage to the soda in the sweat glass and the giant mug of water. Kim has done some research on the New World Order since today is
Conspiracy Thursday. Yeah, Theory Thursday. Not Thursday.
not Conspiracy Theory Thursday. Okay.
And the New World Order is going to come up in quite a few of our upcoming conspiracy theories.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it would be really good to do a series just on the New World Order. Then you'll kind of figure out what's going on. Now, the New World Order is also known as Zionist Banking Cabal. I don't know who calls them that. They just say it's known as that. Now, when I hear Zionist, I think of ZCMI, a department store that was in Idaho and Utah, Zion Merchant Cooperative, yeah. Zion Merchant Cooperative, which was run by the Mormon Church. Or
some people who, in that area, we don't know if the actual church owned it or not.
So, original members of the NWO, which is just easier to say than New World Order.
Okay, so starting with Bilderberg, the Freemasons, the NEA, the Ford Foundation, the Royal Institute of International Affairs, PLP, or better known as Fight for Communism, National Security Agency, the Republicans and the Democrats, the Rand Corporation, the CIA, UNESCO, NAACP, the CED, and the World Health Organization, as well as the Fabian Society. Mm-hmm. Did we find out who UNESCO was?
No.
Or we will?
We will.
We will later. Okay. So, beginning with Mayor Amschel Rothschild, gathered 12 friends in Frankfurt, Germany, and claimed, what?
Remember the name. Mayor Amschel Rothschild.
Amschel.
Actually, just remember the name Rothschild. It is going to come up. Not a lot in this episode, but it is going to come up in our series on the NWO.
And not just delicious candies. He recommended to Adam Weishaupt he got 12 of his friends together and said, we should pool our funds and rule the world. Recommended Adam Weishaupt to rule group. The objectives: abolish all ordered governments, abolish all private property, abolish all inheritance, abolish all patriotism.
And that's worldwide. Each country, not just like in the United States where patriotism is very strong. It's everywhere.
Abolish all family, abolish all religion, and creation of one world government.
Okay.
Again, abolish the family. So many, you can see things like this throughout all societies as ideas. Now people are going, wow, what a great idea. You know what we should do? Well, they were doing this all the way back to 1773. This whole idea, these aren't things that popped up yesterday.
Right. Let me just ask you though, what great candy did the Rothschilds make?
Aren't they those little gold balls that have like Crispies in it and stuff like that?
You mean the Ferrero Rocher?
Is that what it is, Rocher? I thought there was some Rothschilds candy.
I just had to ask.
I'm trying to be funny. Quit calling me out. Okay.
Well, I really like candy, so I'm like, if there's a candy I haven't tried.
Ooh, I bet it's really bitter after reading that first paragraph.
Okay.
Wow, this tastes like feces. Ooh. Okay.
So in 1782, the Order of the Illuminati was created. Now, the Illuminati and the NWO are so enmeshed and intertwined, as you'll find out. The Illuminati joined forces with the Freemasons. Their insignia is the all-seeing eye. Dun, dun, dun. And we'll talk more about the all-seeing eye in future episodes. In 1785, the plan for the French Revolution was hatched. Yes, the NWO had a hand in the French Revolution. The Columbia Lodge of the Order of the Illuminati, which was established in New York City. Its members included Governor DeWitt Clinton, Horace Greeley, Charles Dana, and Clinton Roosevelt, who is an ancestor of FDR. Wrote the book Science of Government Founded on Natural Law, where he states, "There is no God of justice to order things all right on earth. If there is a God, he is a malicious God of justice. He is a malicious God and revengeful being who created us for misery." He referred to himself and other members as the enlightened ones. He also called the U.S. Constitution as a legal vessel.
Leaky.
And so he called the Constitution a legal vessel that was hastily put together when we left the British flag and therefore needed revision. In 1796,
Freemasonry.
That's when John Quincy really came after them. John Quincy Adams. John Quincy Adams is the 6th president of the United States, and his father is John Adams. Now, John Quincy Adams was never a Mason. In fact, he despised the Masons. He fought against them tooth and nail every chance he got. And John Quincy Adams did say, quote, "I do conscientiously and sincerely believe that the order of the Freemasonry, if not greatest, is one of the greatest moral and political evils under which the Union is now laboring."
Wow. Okay. Now, the Freemasons. I don't know if they're a big... the English Freemasons and the American Freemasons, because it's kind of hard to imagine that little lodge down by the river, you know, as diabolical monsters coming after our civil rights.
Well, as you find out, you have to, the higher degree you get up in Masonry, the more you find out.
You got to be wearing the right apron.
Right.
Okay. So in 1797, John Robinson, a Scottish physicist, reported an attempt to recruit him. Robinson is considered to be the original NWO conspiracy theorist.
Right.
So these theories went all the way back to 1797 when people are going, okay, guys, we got a problem here.
Right. And John Robinson was a brilliant Scottish physicist. He was even working with Watson on a steam car. And when I say Watson, I want to say John Watson, but I know that's not it. John Watson is Sherlock Holmes's buddy. But, you know, with Edison and Watson.
Right. Now, I believe John Robinson was the one who invented...
No.
I mean, I could be wrong. But...
I think that was his stuff.
Okay.
His son did that. He was such, you know.
Yeah, okay.
So, in 1821, so we're jumping from 1797 to 1821, George W.F., and that stands for Wilhelm Friedrich, which is why I actually said V. Hegel developed the Hegel dialect, in which all Illuminati objectives were to be achieved. So he kind of... It's sort of like a secret coded language.
Secrets.
Now, pay attention to this one. In 1846, Karl Marx penned the Communist Manifesto. He was also a member of the Illuminati. And then, believe it or not, also in 1848, the Fabian Society, a society of Great Britain, was established, and they promoted socialism. So the same year, Karl Marx went, here's my manifesto.
Great idea.
And the Fabian Society went, dude, we got your back. We're going to promote socialism for you.
We're going to stop singing beach music and support the Communist Manifesto.
Right.
Okay. 1889, Albert Pike, an American author, poet, orator, editor, lawyer, Mason, and Confederate general. God, when did he have time to start trouble? Right. Supposedly reveal to the 23 Supreme Councils of the world the following. Let me clear my throat for this deep, dark voice. We worship a God, but it is the God one adores, without supervision. To you, sovereign grand inspectors, General 33-degree Masons, we say this, that you may repeat it to the brethren of the 32nd, 31st, and 30th degree. The Masonic religion should be, by all us initiates of the high degrees, maintained in the purity of the Lucifer doctrine. If Lucifer were not God, would Adonai, whose deeds prove his cruel perfidy and hatred of man, barbarism, and repulsion for science, would Adonai and his priests calumniate?
Caluminate.
Calamate, whatever.
Yeah, so if you know how to say it, let us know. I should have asked Siri how to pronounce it.
So, okay, back to the deep voice.
Right.
Lucifer is God, and fortunately Adonai is also God. For eternal law is that there is no light without shade, no beauty without ugliness, no white without black. And for the absolute can only exist as two gods, darkness being necessary to the light, to serve as its foil, as the pedestal is necessary to the statue, and the brake to the locomotive. Thus the doctrine of Satanism is a heresy, and the true, pure philosophic religion is the belief in Lucifer, the equal of Adonai, but Lucifer, God of light and God of good, is struggling for humanity against Adonai, the God of darkness and evil.
Now, if you don't know, Adonai is a Hebrew word for God. Just like Elohim, it's God. The God that most of us believe in. So you can see where it would be pushing for the absolution of all religion with this statement. Now, one thing I'm going to point out. Excuse me. I said that he supposedly said this.
Supposedly.
Yeah. A lot of people say, oh yeah, he said that. And then other people are like, no, that's the great lie that won't die.
Now, I can really see this up there because look at some of the other historical facts that we know are false. Like people would say, Napoleon was short. Napoleon was average size. Napoleon was a normal sized man, but the enemy created a negative about him. He's just short. He's a jerk. He's short. And throughout history, we've said terrible things about people we've considered our enemies to help make them less human. Now, if he had an enemy could say that he said that. And everybody go, oh, get out. He did? Then we don't like him. So, grain of salt.
Yeah. It's... and then from 1890 to 1896, Cecil Rhodes, who was a British mining magnate and politician, served as Prime Minister to South Africa. While he was Prime Minister to South Africa, wait, before I say that, you have to remember, back at that time, South Africa was a British colony. So, as he's Prime Minister of South Africa, he sought to bring all inhabitants of the world, not just South Africa, but the world, under domination of the ruling elite. He also established the Rhodes Scholarship. So
I've always wondered what that was.
yeah,
But it's just a scholarship
that
from...
was created by Cecil Rhodes. So when you hear people saying they're a Rhodes Scholar, that means they received a Rhodes Scholarship.
Okay, that makes sense.
So here we've covered over 100 years of the New World Order. A lot of information. I can do deep dives on some of these players in it. If you'd like, there's a lot of interesting information. We still have a lot more information to cover in the next episode or two.
See, and everybody thinks this New World Order is just something new. It's been around for 200-300 years.
Yeah.
And probably before that. It's just the powerful thinking that they know what the heck is going on better than Joe Ditch Digger.
Yeah. So you figure at this point, since we're in 2023, it is 250 years old if it started in 1773.
Yeah, so it's not something that just went, blah, scary monster that just popped out yesterday.
Right. And we will get to where we've had presidents of the United States in recent times mention and support for the New World Order.
You know, I keep thinking, you know, unfortunately I am cursed with goofy thoughts. The scene from History of the World Part 1. Mm-hmm. When the guy walks up to the king and goes, "Your Majesty, the people are revolting." He goes, "You're telling me they stink on ice." There's a huge bubble between haves and have-nots. And the haves tend to think they know how to teach the have-nots. I mean, I, for one, am completely understanding that I'm being used as a cow for my tax dollars instead of milk.
Right.
But, you know, as long as you understand how things work, always ask the questions. Yeah, you know, you don't have to burn it all down. You don't have to hate any of it. You don't have to... You just have to go, wow, what an interesting story.
Right.
How can I avoid?
Right. So, that was the first episode of the New World Order on Conspiracy Theory. Conspiracy Theory Thursday.
Conspiracy Theory Thursday.
We may have to change that name.
Or speaking the Bofotros form. Hey, love y'all.
Like, subscribe, leave us a comment.
Please, one comment. Something nice saying, you know, Chad, I heard this, you know, Kim. Because we'll be back. The same Kim time. The same Chad channel.
Yep.
Bye.